What's going on, everybody? It's Antonio from Ikari Press. We're on the Indiegogo $66,545 Santana Baby triple cover package, of course, still ongoing. If you want it, head on over to Indiegogo or just type in IkariPress.com. It'll take you right there. The link, of course, is in the description. All right, so I'm on CBR, and Todd McFarlane was at the retailers summit, the comic book retailers summit in Las Vegas last night, and he had been teasing for the last week. He was like, "Hey, tune in on Sunday night. You watch it on my Instagram, on my Facebook. I'm going to stream this. I'm going to make a huge announcement about Spawn 300," and he did so. This, as you see on the headline, is that Greg Capullo is joining Todd McFarlane to illustrate Spawn 300. That, I'm surprised this is actually the headline, because Todd, he announced this several weeks ago that, him and Greg took photos together. They were retweeting everything. They were putting it out there that Greg was going to hop on. They didn't specifically say what Greg was going to do. Now we know that Greg is actually going to draw the primary story in Spawn. This is going to be the first time that Todd and Greg have worked together in 18 years. And Todd's writing. Greg Capullo is doing the pencils. Todd is going to ink him. Also, now I was surprised by this. Scott Snyder agreed to do one of the backup stories in Spawn 300. So I was like, whoa, you got Scott Snyder. And actually, if you're on Todd McFarlane's Instagram, or better yet, the Facebook, because the video on the Instagram story, it deletes after 24 hours, but the stream, it's like 20 minutes, is on Todd McFarlane's Facebook, where because he had clips from, Scott Snyder. He had a clip from Greg Capullo, which malfunctioned like halfway through while he was trying to play it. And he just didn't feel like trying to reboot it. They were trying to do things on the fly, but he was like, yeah, Greg's going to be there. They're doing, and also it's being said that in Spawn 301, Todd is going to take back over and draw a few Spawn issues. I don't know how long he's going to draw it, but, it's good that he's going to actually come back and draw his baby for a little while. I mean, he got too much, because he actually talked about the Spawn movie, too. He keeps saying they're trying to get financing and get everything set up. So sometime he's hoping by the fall they'll have everything set up where they can begin maybe shooting next year. I know he's talking about that. But let's actually because there were some other big names. So we got Greg Capullo and we got Scott Snyder. But someone else he mentioned was J. Scott Campbell. And let me see here. 72-page issue, which is structured as a tribute to the history of the character, features contributions from other creators as well, including McFarlane himself, who hasn't illustrated the character since 1995. Other contributors include current Spawn artist Jason Sean Alexander, J. Scott Campbell, Jerome Opena, and writer Scott Snyder. There you go. In addition to an increased page count, the issue will release with 12 variant covers, including artist edition covers that will showcase the original inked artwork of both Capullo and McFarlane. Now, he also said that this book is going to be $7.99. That was one of the things Todd said, that the book was going to be $7.99, 72 pages. And he didn't want to just he said, I'm not doing like these other retailers and going to have you hunting out 80 retail covers. So as you just heard, it's 12 variant covers for Spawn 300. Now, here's the big thing. I watched the entire clip. It's a 20-minute clip of Todd McFarlane where he was promoting. He showed, let me go back up to it. Now, this is obviously an homage to Todd's very famous Amazing Spider-Man 300 cover, where it is the first appearance of Venom. Todd, the the Spawn 298 cover is Amazing Spider-Man 298. The Spawn 299 cover is Amazing Spider-Man 299. And so why not? Spawn 300 is, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 300. But one thing in all that, like I said, it was 20 minutes long. One thing I noticed, there was a name that was mentioned that Todd McFarlane had previously said was going to be on Spawn 300. That name is Jim Lee. And here is from Newsarama, because this actually, and this post is still up on Todd McFarlane's Instagram. This is the post that Todd McFarlane put. Now, I'm starting to wonder, was Todd playing a big April Fool's joke on everybody? But Jim Lee himself was retweeting this and not denying this was true. Maybe they had a big troll on everybody that this was going to be the case. But the whole time that Todd was talking, he only mentioned Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder, J. Scott Campbell, Jason Sean Alexander and the Opina and all that. Those are only people he mentioned. He deliberately did not show his primary, because the Spider-Man 300 remake, that's not his main. He did that, but he says he has another cover for Spawn that he's not going to show yet because he doesn't want to ruin the surprise. So there's another Todd McFarlane Spawn 300 cover coming that is not a remake of the Amazing Spider-Man 300 cover. But here is Todd McFarlane's Instagram post where he is saying that Jim Lee is going to draw something on Spawn 300. And one thing he did say last night is that there were several artists that contacted him because they were big Spawn fans, they're big Todd McFarlane fans, and they were like, "Yo, man, let me get a cover. I'll hook you up and do a cover." And Todd was like, "I don't want anybody doing a cover for the book that is not going to do at least a few interior pages for Spawn." So you're going to get a J. Scott Campbell cover, but you're also going to get J. Scott Campbell interior pages. I don't know how big, they've been doing like these little 5 or 10 page mini stories and stuff. So say you get 5 or 6 pages of art from J. Scott Campbell plus a cover, and then you get so many pages from Jason Sean Alexander, and so it's gonna be like that. So whoever gets one of the covers is also going to have a few pages, at least a pin up, because he was talking about pin-ups and stuff like that. He said they might have just a pin-up on the inside and they'll have a cover as well. But you got 12 covers, but I do not hear Jim Lee's name mentioned at all. And I listened to it twice. Jim Lee was not mentioned. So I'm wondering if Jim, and I understand Jim's at DC, and I figured just because Jim is very, he is very powerful at DC, he's like 2 or 3 on the totem pole there, and they obviously were gracious enough to allow him to do this or whatever. But maybe it was an April Fool's joke, because the original post that Todd put up, this announcement actually came out on April the 1st. So I'm starting to wonder, did we all get trolled? Because Newsarama wouldn't have ran an April Fool's joke, right? This was on Newsarama. This was on comicbook.com, CBR. There were several sites that ran that Jim Lee was coming back to do something for Spawn 300. So I found that extremely odd that Jim Lee's name was not mentioned with all those big names that he mentioned last night. So I'm curious. Hopefully Todd will clear that up. Or maybe Jim's busy and he was like, okay, Jim can't do it now, we'll do something later or whatever. But I am curious. Is Jim Lee out? Let me know what you guys think. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. And if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on this YouTube channel, everywhere is at Ikari Press. And if you type in IkariPress.com, it will take you directly to my Indiegogo campaign for my comic book series brand with the phenomenal Kanan White. We're on Teespring, we're on Amazon.com. The links to those are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm out.